Ryder Cup from 4:30 right now. It's Chelsea against Manchester United from Stamford Bridge. Berbatov and Rooney start for Manchester United. Ronaldo amongst their substitutes. Deco injured in the warm-up. Ballack starts through. That's only 90 minutes since we were discussing this.
Yes.
It's happened again here in the biggest game of the weekend.
Normally you would think, if somebody already has an injury, you would assume that he will go before the warming up. He goes out to check it out. I think it didn't happen, so therefore it's odd to get it. But when it happens, it ruins a little bit your plans.
And on our interactive service, Phil Scolari's been saying, Jamie, Ballack not ready to do 90 minutes yet, but
that is interesting.
Ready to step in here.
I'd tell you what, he was ready last year, wasn't he? He scored 2 goals in the corresponding fixture last year, so he likes this one. It's just a shame, as Ruud said, from a neutral's point of view, not to see Deco today. He's been excellent this season, and this is the sort of game you want to see the Decos of this world playing in. So it's a real shame for the neutrals out there.
Manchester United lose, there will be 9 points adrift of Chelsea. How significant at this stage?
It'll be very difficult to crawl it back, because Chelsea this is a different Chelsea to what there was last year. They started off really bright last year, but I don't know, it's not the sort of thing you want to do. You want to be 9 points behind this Chelsea, so look better. Buswinger, Ashley Cole's in really good form. They won't want to go 9 points behind, but 122 games I think it is since Man United lost back-to-back games. They don't make a habit of it.
Would they take a draw now, Ruud?
I think so. I think so, yeah. I think still in the plans of Chelsea, in the way they played, I think Deco has been very important. And therefore, especially Lampard, who is really good with him, they play very well with each other. So that will be a blow. And so therefore, it's a pity. But I think we're going to see I hope we're going to see an
good
exciting
subs
game.
as well, isn't it? Ronaldo and Drogba on the bench, teams that can really affect it as well.
It's a game and a half. Commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Well, thank you, Richard. John Terry's last kick of a ball against Manchester United will haunt him forever. He only comes face-to-face with United again today, thanks to an FA reprieve from his red card in Manchester last weekend, a decision which has not gone down well at Old Trafford. And Gary Neville leads out Manchester United, playing in the Premier League for the first time for 18 months. Well, the current league table doesn't accurately reflect the ferocity of the rivalry here between them. They are the champions in each of the last 4 Barclays Premier League seasons, the top 2 in each of the last 3 domestic campaigns, and of course the top 2 in Europe as recently as May. Felipe Scolari did name an unchanged Chelsea team for the 3rd game in a row, but as you've heard, he's had to change it. Petr Cech, of course, in goal. It is the same back 4 after the rescinding of the red card at Manchester City for John Terry. But Michael Ballack, the hero of this fixture last season, remember, called in just minutes ago for Deco. Up front, Nicolas Anelka has scored in Chelsea's last 2 games. Drogba, in particular, pushing for action from the bench. Paulo Pereira was called in to make up the numbers when Deco pulled out.
Pretty familiar looking formation expect to see today from Chelsea. Cole and Malouda occupying the wide areas. There'll be a lot of rotation in that. Ballack, we've talked about, totally different from Deco. But what Ballack will give them is another strike force from midfield, if you like, someone who will get into Manchester United's penalty area and who will give Chelsea another threat apart from Frank Lampard coming from deep.
For Manchester United, Edwin van der Sar in goal. In front of him, Vidic is suspended, and Johnny Evans makes his Premier League debut for United. He played 15 games in this elite league for Sunderland, of course, and Gary Neville back for league action. Scholes has returned from his European ban in midfield. Park, Hargreaves and Fletcher keep their places from midweek. Dimitar Berbatov, unfit on Wednesday, makes his 2nd Manchester United appearance today. Carlos Tevez relegated to the bench. Cristiano Ronaldo still being held back somewhat as a substitute again today.
Well, we're going to have this as a 4-4-2. I'm not still 100% convinced that this is how they're going to end up, whether Fletcher or Hargreaves plays on the right. From recollection, Hargreaves played right in the Champions League final in Moscow, started there. But certainly it's got that 4 across there. It may be a 5, depending what Wayne Rooney's asked to do. But I think with Ballack and Lampard now in that midfield, United are taking a chance just with 4.
they're talking about a father-son relationship. Today it's a Chelsea-Manchester United non-relationship, really, he would hope, because although it was delivered with some humour by Luis Felipe Scolari, there was some suggestion that he would like to invite Cristiano Ronaldo to become a Chelsea player when the media met the new Chelsea head coach for the build-up to his first Premier League joust with Manchester United.
There isn't a coach in world football who wouldn't want Cristiano Ronaldo in their lineup, so he's only saying something every coach would say if asked the question.
But not every coach has managed Cristiano Ronaldo for the Portuguese national team.
No.
Mike Riley is the ref. He had a run-in, of course, with Ashley Cole last March at Tottenham, highlighted the need for the respect and get on with the game initiatives. Dimitar Berbatov was still a Spurs player when Chelsea faced Tottenham here last month, but he wasn't here for the game. He's certainly here today in Manchester United's colours. He has scored against Chelsea in 3 different competitions and on 3 different grounds, here at the Bridge, at White Hart Lane, of course, and at Wembley.
Just looking quickly at Manchester United and where they're setting up, it is Hargreaves has moved over to the right-hand side, top of the picture there, on that right-hand side. Fletcher infield, alongside Scholes and Park on the left. I wondered about that because of his performance in Moscow, playing up and down that channel. Certainly in the first half it was so good for Manchester United.
Well, both United's titles last season, domestic and European, were won at the direct expense of Chelsea. But they have made a low-key start to their defence of both of them. They kick off. It's very, very warm at Stamford Bridge. Singwa making the first defensive header. Berbatov. And now Fletcher. Hargreaves with Gary Neville going ahead of him. Scholes is there for deeper support. And here Johnny Evans is a big gesture of faith from Sir Alex Ferguson in his Northern Ireland international defender. Headed out by Terry, only as far as Darren Fletcher, and it hit Berbatov. Comes out to Scholes. Brisk beginning this by Manchester United. Hargreaves winding up for the cross.
Pity, little overhit.
Well, for a generation or two, the usual form was that Chelsea did very well at Old Trafford, punched above their weight up there. United invariably picked up the points here, but that has changed. 6 years since Alex Ferguson left here with a league win under his belt. And just 1 victory for Manchester United at Stamford Bridge in the last 10 Premier League seasons.
Yeah, they're going to have to work really hard, you feel, today, if they're going to get 3 points.
Singwa. Mikel. Now Lampard is playing in the Premier League for the 400th time. Today, only the 10th player to reach that landmark. And just 1 game behind him is Paul Scholes.
I think what's noticeable with Scolari said at the beginning of this season has been how high up the pitch both fullbacks will start. When John Terry and Carvalho have got the ball, don't be surprised to see Buswinga and Ashley Cole sometimes 40 yards ahead of play. That's what they've been encouraged to do.
Not by Ferdinand, a touch from Rooney. Berbatov trying to reposition, lost his balance, regained the ball. Well, Gary Neville came through the Villarreal test, as Johnny Evans did. Cover for the suspension of Vidic and the loss of favour of Wes Brown. Chelsea had pretty much a stroll here against Bordeaux on Tuesday. In fact, Scolari was quite critical of his team, even though they won 4-0. Couldn't pass the ball as well as he would have liked, but maybe just trying to keep some famous feet on the ground. Lovely touch by Joe Cole, Basingwa, who crossed so well for that first goal for Lampard on Tuesday night here.
Oh, too easy around Evra and Jason Park there. Just a little heavy with the cross. Pretty bright
thigh strain, Andy, for Deco. A thigh strain.
Thigh strain. When you come out on a beautiful warm day for a nice stretch and a good warm-up, the last thing you expect is to pull your thigh. I wonder if he did. They do quite a bit of shooting, I noticed, Chelsea, anyway. I just wonder if it happened then.
Scolari took him off after an hour on Tuesday to protect him for today. Irony in that. Berbatov, who began well against Liverpool, as Manchester United did collectively. Mikel, easy for Neville. Overzealous there was Cole. Has been a mantra of Alex Ferguson in accepting that United will lose a league game once in a while, that they're not beaten twice in a row. That hasn't happened since April 2005, when they had consecutive defeats at Norwich and at Everton. I suppose the fixture computer rarely divvies up away to Liverpool, away to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Here's Berbatov. Cole did well against Scholes. It's United's ball, though. Played wide by Neville. Hargreaves with 3 to aim for, and Fletcher is one. He's been making that run, and he's got a couple of Premier League goals from it already this season.
Well, Rooney's run ahead of him creates a little bit of space for him. Keep an eye on this when Manchester United win the ball. Suddenly 3 players turn, and Park, Rooney and Fletcher are all in good attacking positions. Well, whether Carvalho does enough to put him off, I guess he might have done. But it's half a chance, and it's what he does and has done very well this season so far.
And he has on his CV a winning goal for Manchester United against Chelsea. At Old Trafford, that was. Mikel, who joined Chelsea from Manchester United, technically he never played for Ferguson. And Rooney wanted a quick free kick from Scholes. And Scholes' experienced brain saying, well, let's just hang on a minute and get ourselves set up here. He gives it to Rooney nonetheless, and Rooney, this has been better watched then.
He's just got to be a little bit quicker than that. Wayne should know better in a game like this, as you've got to just react to it a little bit sharper when it comes to you. You're not going to get that kind of time.
Terry leaving it to Czech to come a long way to take it. Done well by Evans. Cole selling the dummy. Ballack trying to take advantage of it. As Richard said, Felipe Scolari in his pre-match interview here pointed out that Ballack hadn't got 90 minutes in him, but he's had to do a longer shift than anticipated.
Well, that may be the case. I mean, we'll be keeping a close eye on him. We certainly should. He's normally a hugely fit player, Michael Ballack. Fitness levels are excellent. He'll definitely get an hour out of him. I don't have a doubt about that, I would suggest. Minimum.
It might be less if he gets caught a few times by Paul Scholes.
It's a foul, but I mean, if that's a talking to, then Paul Scholes will get trouble today.
Basingwa. Carvalho. Lampard didn't quite get enough on it. He was looking for Joe Cole, and nor too did Ballack when it broke his way.
And ball was on as well to Joe.
Czech had to get there because Rooney was coming out fast, then Berbatov, and Rooney And check is back to shepherd it wide, and it would have been quite embarrassing for Chelsea at the back.
He just doesn't get his foot round it, Wayne Rooney. Berbatov's going for goal, isn't a doubt in my mind about that, but Wayne Rooney just reacts very quickly, tries to hook it, just catches him on the toe, and didn't get enough on him. Well, Alex is out warming up.
Headed on by Anelka. Joe Cole with a suspicion of a hand, and it doesn't go in, which probably avoids a major controversy here.
Yeah, they're asking the question, was it handball? But watch the goalkeeper's position here. I just think that Edwin van der Sar does nothing. He almost sits down on this, and I think either side of him, well, certainly flag stayed down, but when he strikes, look at the goalkeeper, down on one knee, not in a position to make a save of any description. The ball hits the target.
Scholes. Berbatov. And the Singler keeping calm. There's been a moment of panic at one end and a moment of controversy at the other. Both narrow escapes. It's still 0-0. It could have been 1-1.
I do think that's a really good chance for Joe Cole. He gets through like that. He's normally very assured in that kind of area. Whether he got a little excited, I don't know. But it wasn't a finish in keeping with Joe Cole.
Berbatov working with Rooney. Made by Cole. We'll talk about the fullbacks getting forward. They'll certainly need to defend today. Mikel. Ricardo Carvalho came across, had a word with the Chelsea bench as if maybe he's got an injury problem. Alex is getting ready to come on. With the Singler on the charge. And Gary Neville as if he'd never been away.
Great play. Well, that may be why Park and Hargreaves have been picked to play in the wide areas today, because the one thing those two have are bags of energy. And with Cole and Boswinga keen to do as much damage high up the pitch, then Alex Ferguson is going to need two players in wide areas that are prepared to work very, very hard.
Park. Hargreaves certainly had a couple of games wide in midfield at the back end of last season. And he's left down on the turf. And Ashley Cole free to go on. Great responsibility by Scholes, and it's rather tough with a question mark here as to whether to play on or not. And Rooney wants to play on. Hargreaves is still in distress.
Well, it was a sloppy piece of play, Hargreaves, when the ball was played over to him. He got control of it, didn't react quick enough, and Ashley Cole just pounced on it. And then there, well, doesn't look an awful lot in that. Change has been made down below, so Ricardo Carvalho.
Deco injured in the warm-up. Ricardo Carvalho injured in the opening minutes of the match. Alex had a couple of days before an appeal was heard, thinking he was probably going to start this game. He's going to play most of it.
You know, Deco being injured in the warm-up doesn't count as a sub officially, does it?
No, because Paulo Ferreira's been added to the bench.
So it's still got two to go.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just for people at home, like me, who might not quite be sure.
That's a very valid point, Mr. Gray. Park. Of course, being at home, Chelsea had players available to fill the gap. But it's interesting, some managers just go away with the number that they need on the team sheet. Rafa Benitez for one. Lampard. Joe Cole. Cole's looking for Berbatov, just trying to drift away from Terry. That's involved. It's a little tentative, the header. Berbatov lets fly, breaks for Ballack. Certainly an incident-packed start. Anelka.
Well, he gets applause from Frank Lampard for taking the shot on.
Let's hear from Jeff Shreves on the injury situation. Jeff.
Not only does Ricardo Carvalho have a knee problem, he's currently being examined by the Chelsea doctor for potential ligament damage, so it could be more serious than it looks.
An easy start for Luis Felipe Scolari. He has faced Manchester United as a head coach once before.
I'd love to have known what he was saying there. See the look on his face there. Simply saying the boys were just standing around doing.
That game was when he was coach of Palmeiras, the Brazilian club, and officially known as the Intercontinental Cup. Played in Tokyo. Champions of Europe against the champions of South America. United won 1-0 in 1999. Ballack.
Well, that was a really late decision from the referee.
Malouda.
That sort of run, I think, is why Owen Hargreaves has been picked. If he's going to make that sort of run, then Alex Ferguson wants someone who's capable of making it with him.
And he was able to make it after that injury stoppage. Mikel. It's a bit short to him by Anelka. Berbatov. Rooney's first touch is good. Gives him the chance to have a shot, but he goes for the pass. And the supporting player was Rio Ferdinand, which caught Chelsea out. It was a very good save by Petr Cech.
Best piece of play of the match, and brilliant from Rio Ferdinand. Because most centre-backs would have just stopped, but he kept going, and Rooney was good enough just to open it up, slide a beautiful ball, and the quality of the ball is in the fact that Rio doesn't have to control it. He can take the shot on. Yes, it's a good spread from Cech, but he's a little lucky he got enough on it.
Headed out by Lampard. Rooney. Blocked by Anelka. Breaks for Malouda. Time for Chelsea to use their pace in the counter-attack here. And look who got back. Wayne Rooney sometimes gets criticised for chasing around like the best kid in the playground, but goodness me, Manchester United were grateful for his energy and his commitment to the cause there.
Yeah, give it away sloppily though, but was prepared to get back there and make amends.
Well, we were talking, Andy, before the game about a draw being maybe useful for both sides, but they've both come out flexing their muscles here, looking for the win.
Well, I think there'll be a time in this match, if it stays level, whatever the score is, Martin, where both will probably settle, or would settle for a point. And I don't think any time within the first 3 quarters of it they'll do anything but look to try and win it, or get an advantage to take into the last quarter.
The win would take Chelsea back to the top, above Arsenal, who made progress yesterday. Rooney, Evra's making progress here. Patrice Evra, Berbatov, Park follows up, and Manchester United get the goal that their enterprising start has deserved. They've had other chances, now they've taken one.
Well, I'll take your hat off. We talk about Cole and Biswingler, but Patrice Evra makes such a run here that Chelsea can't live with it. Watch his ball, and then he goes, and he's off. And Joe Cole stops and lets him go. And that's critical, because he manages to get in here. And that's great follow-up play from Ji-Sung Park. It's a lovely save again from the goalkeeper. can't do an awful lot with it. Maybe it should have stuck, maybe, because it's not powerful. It slid in, and I think Cech gets a little ahead of it, and maybe he should have kept it. But when he didn't, Park right on the spot.
Alex Ferguson said leaving Park out of the Champions League final group was the hardest decision he's ever had to make in management. Well, he's picked him today, and the South Korean celebrates getting the first goal in the biggest game of the Barclays Premier League season so far. Mikel. And Joe Cole's earlier chance, that's a corner, the earlier chance thrown into sharper relief, the one that he really didn't have much of a goalkeeper to beat, and that, as Andy pointed out quite graphically, Van der Sar rather collapsed. The shot went wide. Corner for Chelsea. They scored from one here against Bordeaux. It was Joe Cole who scored it, just coming off the near post area where he's lurking at the moment. Out comes Van der Sar, not perhaps in the most convincing fashion, but sometimes just a touch of the goalkeeper's fingertips are enough.
You're very kind, aren't you? He knows. He's coming out 6'7" in hands. He needs to be catching those. It's been a rather shaky start to this season, I think, for Edwin van der Sar.
I was going to say, it is Edwin, not hands.
I think, you know, for all the neutrals like us watching and in the ground, not many neutrals in the ground, of course, but for United to take the lead, it just adds that bit of spice. This is a record, a home record of, what, 84 games? That's unbelievable that Chelsea haven't lost at home in the league for over 4 years, is it?
4 years, 7 months to the day.
I mean, it's a stunning record. Now, with 70 minutes of the game go, they're one down against the champions of not only this country, but Europe. So it's just everything about it now is just fascinating from now on in.
They haven't lost the Premier League game anywhere since before Christmas. Both those defeats you're referring to, a run starting from losses to Arsenal here in February the 21st, 2004, and in the Premier League last season, mid-December. Those runs are under threat here. Park cropping up on the other side. They just swapped really for the first time of the game.
Do you know why they swapped? I'm going to tell you why they didn't know what happened, Martin, and I'm pretty sure if the boys went back and looked, they'd find out. The reason that Park found himself on that right-hand side was Hargreaves had come over to take the corner from the left, and as you would say normally in the game, your coach would say, listen, if that happens, just go back down the same angle, and then when you get a chance, swap over. So they hadn't had a chance to swap over when Hargreaves had taken that corner, so Ji-sung Park just found himself lurking at the back post.
Here he is again. Fletcher. Well, there are two factors here. One, Manchester United's enterprise. And two, that Chelsea have had a bad day as far as injuries are concerned.
I don't see that as a fault.
Free kick taken by Ferdinand, who's been amongst those who had earlier chances to give Manchester United the lead. Lampard. Alex. And you know, only John Terry here, Frank Lampard and Joe Cole know what it's like to lose a home league game playing for Chelsea.
You're joking. Well, that's unfair, isn't it? That's just greedy.
Here is Terry. Alex. Ballack. Good piece of intercepting by Gary Neville. Under hit by Rooney.
That was a little chance, that, for Wayne Rooney, you know, if he picked the right ball there on that break.
Mikel. Good positioning by Neville again. Mikel.
Well, probably for the first time in 24 minutes, Chelsea got a little bit of possession for a little period in the game.
Here's Ballack.
Well tracked, and Darren Fletcher.
Well, he might not have had that responsibility if Deco had started, as he was picked to do so. Deco more likely to hurt with a pass maybe than a goal himself, but Ballack's a different kettlefish, the scorer of the 2 goals by which Chelsea beat Manchester United 2-1 here in April. Now they're pressing for an equaliser.
Oh, they're always a threat from these sort of things, you know that. Ballack, Alex, Terry.
Van der Sar does better this time. Gives it to Berbatov. Very good speed across by Basinga, who's actually staying back, covering things through the middle.
I think the Jason part deserved a better ball than the one Berbatov played to him there. Didn't really give the little Korean a chance. Johnny Evans has had a comfortable time at the moment, the young lad. Only 20 years of age. I'm sure that Rio Ferdinand's talking to him continually.
They're doing just that now. Those 2 loans he had with Sunderland, one helped them into the Premier League, and the other gave Evans Premier League experience, and Sunderland some extra survival elements as well.
Oh yes, right, we're not talking about a 20-year-old who hasn't played in the Premier League, are we?
He's played against Chelsea in the Premier League as well for Sunderland. But obviously the percentage bet was Wes Brown,
absolutely,
back in the middle. Mikel. Malouda. Mike Riley has a look. Chelsea fans are up in force. The whistle goes in the end because of an injury to the Manchester United goalkeeper. Andy.
Well, I think he just gets there, Malouda, but the goalkeeper's committed, and you can look at it any way you like, but does he plays that ball past? Goalkeeper gets a bit on it, in fairness to me. I think it's a tough decision. I think he just about gets that right, Mike Riley. I think if you get the ball past the goalkeeper without any touch on it, then you're saying penalty. But he just brushes the goalkeeper as he goes to ground. But it's his goal that separates them. You see Hargreaves, who talked about it, he had taken the corner, so he's on that left-hand side, staying there, so that means that Park would come over. Watch this for a move and a ball, the ball, and then that from Evra. He wanted it more than Basingwa. I don't think Basingwa did enough there in that situation. And maybe the goalkeeper, again, I'm interested to see what the guys think in the studio. I don't know whether Cech maybe should have saved the first one. Wasn't smashed at him, but when he dropped it, he was just saying, thank you very much, I'll take that.
Patrice Evra would have enjoyed that. He's on an FA charge for an incident post-match here in April, when the rivalry between the 2 clubs spilt over into the warm down for Manchester United. The fans had long gone. Haven't heard the last of that yet. Van der Sar's okay. Thomas Kuszczak limbers up just in case. There's a little bit of a aftermath there between Berbatov and Mikel.
what are we now? Nearly half an hour in. If I look at Chelsea at the beginning of this game, what are we seeing half an hour in? Are we seeing Malouda and Joe Cole affect the game? Not really. Anelka? Not really. Frank Lampard and Ballack? As yet, not really. So, you know, the big important players on the top end of the pitch that Chelsea are looking for at the moment, Manchester United done a pretty good job of keeping them quiet, apart from the one Cole chance where he got through.
Is mystified as how Mike Riley can see that as deliberate.
Well, I don't know, but Hargreaves tracks him, turns his back on Ashley Cole, who's at the back of him. He goes to ground and the referee's blowing his whistle. That's what it looked like. Well, there was hitting untowards. Is there anything there? Little arm across, but certainly Ashley Cole makes a meal of it. No, this is the danger one, isn't it? This fast bender in from this left-hand side with the right foot in towards that penalty area. A little bit high.
And not fast.
No.
Well, further football for you today, live from Spain. Racing against Real Madrid from 6, Sky Sports 2.
Well, Van der Sar just calling on
Barcelona.
Sorry, Martin. Van der Sar, the reason they're upset is Van der Sar's calling Rio Ferdinand back to take the goal kick, so he's obviously got a bit of a problem at the moment, the Manchester United goalkeeper. He's gone what? No need to worry. Mike Riley will add on the time, simple as that. And actually, if I was an Elka, I'd go and stand another 10 yards up the pitch and wait till Ferdinand gets out, just in case it's hooked back in and won.
Terry. Chelsea with some damage to try and repair here. John Terry's gone a long way. And he's still going, and Joe Cole. Oh, and the goalkeeper's lost it. That really was a ball he should have claimed.
Well, do you know what? That's a goalkeeper. There's a goalkeeper for you, Martin. He's made another howler there. You know that. A bread and butter ball that he came and should have come and swallowed. And as soon as he made a mess of it, he immediately signals, change me. I want to get off. But John Terry obviously saying, well, if Rio Ferdinand can do it at our end, then I'm going to have a little gallop at the other end, because no one came to the Chelsea skipper and he made that run. He must have travelled 50, 60 yards. John Terry got a little rub of the ball, but this, go on goalkeeper, just save it. But out it pops and he immediately gets up. Right, look at Rio Ferdinand.
Well, Rio's worried because if Kuzak gets a problem, Rio will have to go in goal as he did against Portsmouth in that FA Cup quarter-final when Van der Sar was substituted and Kuzak was then sent off for giving away a penalty. He's coming on here. Well, I guess we'll get another medical bulletin from Jeff Shreves down at the touchline level. It's been that sort of Sunday lunchtime. Ray Wilkins, of course, back now. Delighted to be back at Chelsea. A real homecoming for him. Chelsea captain at 18 before being sold to Manchester United. And a spell as an assistant to Gianluca Vialli here as a coach.
Delighted for him. Love Ray's a top man. Deserves to be working in the game at the highest level. I'm really, really chuffed for Ray Wilkins.
And he can walk to work.
Can he?
Never worked at Chelsea since they've had the Cobham training ground.
Tight tracksuit there. He needs to walk to work.
I was going to say, I'll let you tell him, but I know he'll watch the game back. I think you've just told him.
And this is a decent little spell for Chelsea since they lost the goal. Nothing too much for United to worry about, but they've had good possession, they've had good pressure. And as we're approaching the last 15 of the first half, they'll be looking to try and make this breakthrough.
Mikel, there's a shot. They're trying to make more of it. Lampard crowded out, comes back to Mikel again. Acrobatics from Evra.
And it's all a little frantic at the moment. Well, it's only the last 5 minutes. Don't get carried away with that, folks. That's not the whole game. But it shows that they've got the ball. They're asking the questions.
Goals.
See, that's what United are trying to do. See, let's take the heat out the game. Sometimes you can't. But the way Mike Riley started as if he's going to give a foul every day, all day here for any contact at all, because he's not allowed any.
There you are. Good point made again.
Point being as well, though, the ball dropped to Malouda, who's got the ball, Martin. Why can't they just play on? Chelsea have got possession. Do we really need to stop the game every time? Especially when the team who's getting the free kick's got the ball.
Alex. Goals. They've been chipping away, and Mike Riley says, I've had enough, so it's a yellow card.
A shake of the head says it all from the little man. He's made 2 fouls, which I think were fouls, but nothing else. He's got booked.
And Chelsea have got a free kick, which Lampard takes. Cusack can deal with. Let's get a quick word on the latest injury situation involving Edwin van der Sar, I guess, Jeff.
Yeah, it's not a twist or a turn this time, Martin. It's a straightforward impact injury. Florian Malouda managed to kick him in that tang we saw just now. He's now with his club doctor. We'll try and get him more on both injuries at half-time.
Thank you, Jeff. Scholes on the chest.
Now. Steady, little man. I mean that. A silly sending off cost them in the Champions League against Zenit. Caught the ball, handballed it, and got sent off. And that there, flicking the ball away.
He has to be very, very careful.
He does.
And Mike Riley clearly here, trying to make sure he's on top of absolutely everything. Mikel, who got sent off at Old Trafford last season. Coming around the back to collect is Joe Cole. Singwa, Lampard. Lampard.
That was a lovely shift from Frank Lampard from his right, dragging it onto his left to create a yard of space for him.
There was a superb strike with his left foot at Manchester City last weekend.
Yeah, super finish, isn't it? It'll be interesting to see what he does if it stays like this to half-time. Luis Philippe Scolari. We know he's got Drogba. He pretty much 100%, do we know?
Yes, I think so. Of course, couldn't play in the Champions League game because he was suspended from his dismissal in Moscow. And he was a substitute at Manchester City, when, of course, Chelsea did go behind. Backed themselves out of that particular pit.
Well, that was a thank you very much ball, mate, from Wayne Rooney into Rio Ferdinand. He was immediately under pressure. Really couldn't do an awful lot with it.
Terry. Courage to go forward, but he's passed the responsibility to Ballack this time. Joe Cole. Lampard. He hasn't strayed wide too often. Waiting for Basingwa. No one made a move across the near post. They're rather flat-footed, the Chelsea players.
Oh, you know me about a ball like that. I think it's a pretty good ball. But you need that natural predator who's going to make that run across the front post. Got a couple in there almost in each other's pocket, Ballack and Frank Lampard. No one decided to take a chance or gamble, what I'll always say, near post. It was a lovely ball if they had done. But this is good from Chelsea. This is much better since going a goal down. You're now seeing Lampard and Anelka and Cole in particular involved in the game far more.
It was a foul, I think, by Hargreaves. Chelsea had possession. Alex, who can shoot from long range, and does there. Cusack spills it. Wasn't an easy one for the recently arrived substitute goalkeeper, but his defenders reacted quickly.
He's only touched the ball twice, and that was a couple of easy catches. This one, though, has got some power. It dips in front of him, it bounces in front of him. But that's what you call good defending. They didn't give it up. Rio Ferdinand, very alert and alive there.
John Terry, would you believe it, Andy, hasn't scored a home goal for Chelsea for over 2 years.
Shut up. You're having a laugh, aren't you? That's an amazing start, because he is one of those centre-backs. I've known lots over the years who go up, and you'd never bet anything on them scoring a goal. But when John Terry goes up, you actually know he means to get on the end of something. That is very surprising.
And of course, Manchester United would not see the funny side if he scored today in a game in which they think he shouldn't be playing. Ballack. Lampard balls on for Anelka. Joe Cole is there as well. Anelka.
Wrong side. And everyone knows what we're talking about when we say wrong side. He goes narrow side here. They get sloppy again. Anelka's offside, but somehow the flag doesn't go up. He's allowed to go. But you cannot go that angle. You have to go across Thomas Cusack here. You drill it low. You keep it across the goalkeeper. He's already spilled one moments ago. The chances are he might just spill another one if you get it on target.
And while we were watching that, Rio Ferdinand got booked.
Whether he was on the go, Anelka coming from the offside position. There's a lot of similarities here, you know, Mr. Tyler, about the game I watched. And I know you were there as well at Anfield last week, when United had 20-25 very good minutes, were a goal up, and then, I won't say Liverpool played them off the park, but they were the much better team. Even Sir Alex Ferguson was not happy to admit it, but had to admit it. And it's been the same here since about, when did I talk about it? About 25, 26 minutes. Said about Chelsea not really influencing the game enough. They've been the dominant team with regards to possession, with regards to pressure, with regards to chances, not many.
The one difference, Andy, of course, by now...
they were level.
Yeah, and a presentation goal by Manchester United to the opposition. West Brown own goal.
Frank Lampard just inquiring whether it was a free kick, edge of the boxes. He tried to slide the ball through, and I don't know whether Paul Scholes caught him a little late. I'm not sure if this is it. The lads have had a look at this. He slides the ball through. Well, he just gets caught there, doesn't he? As he tries to slide it through. Might have got the free kick. Which way is this?
Coming together here.
Well, this is Berbatov, and now is he going to get booked?
It's that just admonishing finger. Berbatov accepts the ticking off.
Well, I think United will be quite happy to get half-time, you know, at 1-0. But it's whether they can get to there at 1-0. And then if it is Mascalari, I think, to me, Anelka, yeah, he's done all right. Had a couple of slips, half chances. And just unleash the drog comes to mind.
And with one centre-back booked in Ferdinand, and another still learning the life at this level.
You would just imagine if you were Drogba, you would just get on there, you would attach yourself maybe to Johnny Evans as a young boy and say, come on, then, can you handle me? And get the ball forward to the guys.
He looks ready to come on, go 15 rounds with somebody.
But that all depends on whether the score's still 1-0 at half-time. And we don't know yet.
Basingwa. It's Alex. That's surely offside. Very good save. Malouda spun into the volley. Who's that? Played for a whistle that hadn't yet gone.
To be fair, he's only 7 yards off, isn't he?
Yeah. But even so, Kuzak did what he had to do.
Good.
We've seen them given.
Good practice for the goalkeeper.
And Sam Allardyce, who's here today working for overseas broadcasting, got a goal knocked against his Newcastle United, which was way offside at that very end of Stamford Bridge at the end of last year. Do happen. Fletcher. It's more like the way Manchester United started the game. Hoping to get a corner out of it, but they haven't. Half-time approaching. There are a group of Olympic medal winners from Beijing going to be presented to the fans at half-time. They are Chelsea fans, we're told, by a well-known Chelsea supporter, Lord Sebastian Coe. But collectively, the Chelsea backers won't be happy unless an equaliser comes up before the half-time whistle goes. Ferdinand stopping the cross, which was aimed for Ballack. 3 added minutes. In an incident-packed first half. Not all of them, the incidents, football-related. Some of them medical. Anelka. Evans got it up, but not away. Scholes helped out Neville.
And it's almost since the goal as if United think, wow, we're ahead. So let's make sure we don't give anything away cheaply. Let's get back behind the ball. We'll let them have possession on the halfway line, but we'll get 8 back behind the ball. Maybe Rooney, if we need him, or Berbatov drop back in as well occasionally.
The football officials indicated a minimum of 3 minutes of penalty. 3 minutes.
And of course, at some point, should they choose, Rooney's won a tackle here. And he's got Berbatov with him, and he's putting it on to Park, but he's put it behind him. Park, in the end, had defenders to try and beat with a shot as well as the goalkeeper.
Well, that was a chance. Mistake from John Terry, getting robbed by Wayne Rooney. And you just think, well, if they play this right, they've got a wonderful opportunity, United, of getting a second. But Berbatov's a little lazy with that one. It ran a slides off his foot and behind Ji-Soon Park. And once it had done that, the chance pretty much had gone.
Chelsea pile on the pressure in the second half.
I'm glad he's dealt with that nicely, Mike Riley. That's one of those where I think Lampard really shouldn't be playing it into Fletcher there, trying to get him booked.
Players tend to do more of that when they are losing. Chelsea are here. And now they're waiting in the wings for Manchester United. It's Ballack on target.
Well, it's about the first time we've really seen either of the 3 goalkeepers collect something cleanly. I mean, all 3 of them have let things spill when they maybe shouldn't.
Manchester United recently extended Thomas Kujak's contract. Ben Foster was injured in a reserve game in midweek. He's had no luck at all with his fitness in the last year or so.
Well, I don't get the impression that Van der Sar's injury is a big one, because it's an impact injury. So it's a knock, not a twist or a pull. So I've no doubt he'll be ready for the next time of asking Edwin van der Sar.
Here's Basingwa. Half-time just a few seconds away. Basingwa gets across it. Kuzak able to take the heat out of the closing moments of the first half. It's produced 1 goal, poached by Park Ji-sung after a terrific run by Patrice Evra. And Manchester United were good value for that. Chelsea have come back into it, even though they lost Deco in the warm-up and lost Carvalho in the opening minutes of this mighty match. But Manchester United have had to make that change in goal as well. At half-time here at Stamford Bridge, in the sunshine, it's Chelsea 0, Manchester United 1.
Jamie Redknapp and Ruud Gullit are with us. Manchester United lead by a goal to 0. That record of Chelsea's, the 84 matches they've played here without defeat, under threat. Half-time analysis next. Ryder Cup from 4:30 here on Sky Sports 1. 2 looks like this. It's Racing Santander against Real Madrid from 6 and Sporting against Barcelona from 8. And following that, football first, straight to match choice tonight, 10 o'clock, Sky Sports 2. Here, Manchester United lead by a goal to 0. We've got a game on, Ruud, haven't we?
Yeah, I think it's a great game to see. I think that Man United started really, really well. And I think that tactics were also spot on. You know, to White Hart Park on the outside, chasing Bazigua and Cole, and they did that the whole game, and therefore Chelsea found it hard, you know, to get crosses in. And I think now it has been balanced back again. I think the last 20 minutes Chelsea really played well. Nevertheless, there were some strange decisions also being made.
There always is. We can come to those. But with the inclusion of Fletcher, as well as the 2 Ruud mentioned, did he go for pace?
He did.
And did he benefit from that in that opening? Pace, energy.
Yeah, another key factor is playing people in the right positions as well. You've got Wayne Rooney playing up front. That's where he wants to play. He played on the right against Liverpool last week. Ineffective. Play him up front where he wants to play, where he can do damage, makes a real difference. The goal was coming there. The best chance of the match before this from Rio Ferdinand, and I think they signalled their intent by that. They've played really quickly. This is great, third man running. Look at Rooney's pass here. Look at Evra, he's off. And he's too strong for Baswinger. That is terrible defending. He's weak. He's got to be stronger. Patrice Evra's not as strong as him.
Keeper?
Yeah, I think so, possibly. But you know what? He reads it first of all. And I think that's what he does, because he sees that Berbatov's going to try and curl it, gets there. And I think he's a little bit surprised that he actually puts it into his midriff. But I love this piece of play. But Baswinger's got to be stronger. Look, he's got his body in the way. He's twice the size of Patrice Evra. He's got to be a lot stronger, and that's what's happened. That's where the goals come from.
I think also the goalkeeper is a little bit, you know, doesn't look really good. Yeah, a little bit weak.
It's been a tale of keepers,
because,
really,
especially because he's in the middle of, you know, of his body.
Van der Sar's gone injured in this collision with Malouda. Was there a penalty in this for Chelsea?
I think that, as a coach, I would love to have that one. I think they both, you know, went for the ball. I think that Van der Sar also get a touch of the ball. I think that the referee made a decision based on that. But you know, if you need that, if you need it on the end of the game,
you know what? I've got to be honest. I've seen Van der Sar this year. If I was Sir Alex Ferguson, I wouldn't be too disappointed with that. I think Van der Sar's looked shaky. I think he looked nervous. He got injured there. He came off with after the next challenge, but there was nothing to do with the injury. He just dropped the ball.
Gary Neville didn't do him any favours there, did he?
No, he didn't. It wasn't great. But I was saying, Kuszlak is I think in a better position. I think he's more confident. I think Van der Sar looks like his confidence has gone at the moment. So it might be better off to take him out the firing line.
Didier Drogba amongst a number of Chelsea substitutes warming up, but his is a little different, Jamie, isn't it? They're asking just a touch more of him. Are we thinking that he's coming on?
I think so, and I'd get him on. I think, and the reason being is because there's no Deco today. Because Chelsea have been a little bit more direct than they have been in the first 3 or 4 games this year. Because with Deco, you can pop it into him, he can play, they can play the pretty football. But with Ballack and Lampard and Mikel in midfield, they've been a little bit more direct. And Nelka doesn't like that direct play as much as what this man does. I would get him on. He makes such a difference. And especially with Johnny Evans, as good as what I think he is, get him on, test him. Let's test Johnny Evans. I'm sure that's what Scolari will be saying.
Remember City getting done by a balloon at Sheffield United in the FA Cup last year. United are smarter than that. But remember to tell the gaffer if you're going to burst a stray balloon. Keep your eyes on Sir Alex. United lead at Stamford Bridge by a goal to 0. Ryder Cup from 4:30 here on Sky Sports. 1-9-7 to the Americans. 1-0 to Manchester United here. No news of any changes yet. There's 3 matches in the Premier League about to start. We'll keep you across what's happening there. Commentators here, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Well, on games played, Manchester United at 2 points up, actually on their start to what turned out to be a great campaign last season. But on actual opponents faced, they're 3 points down. Remember, last year they won at Anfield. Last season they won at Anfield. But they lost at Chelsea, and if they were to win this game, that would be cancelled out. They really would feel they would be back on track. They lead at half-time through Parks pouncing.
I'm just waiting, Martin. There's 11 Manchester United players, 10 Chelsea.
Yes, no Florian Malouda, is there?
No. And I think whether they're just delaying it for drama or cheer. Here we go. Top man's on his way.
Well, he didn't have a strong finish to last season, Didier Drogba, even before his red card in Moscow. But so often the man for the big occasion. His last Chelsea goals beat Liverpool here in the Champions League semi-final. And his last league goals were the 2 which produced a win over Arsenal here in March.
When you're ready, Didier, take your time, mate.
I think Mike Riley might just run out of patience here. No. The wristband carefully and lovingly put on is now discarded, and now Drogba says something on the lines of no wristband, no me.
That was a tape he took off, wasn't it? The Chelsea goes, what's going on?
This is extraordinary.
Well, he should kick off. This is ridiculous, man. He's into 15, 20 minutes, the best part of. Now they've had to knock the ball out of play to get him on. But there's that strapping. It's that strapping. Now, I don't know about the rules about strapping. I know about jewellery and things like that. But why, if you tape a wrist up, is that regarded as not allowed? Do you know?
Not if it's just a straight tape. There's some bracelet there that he was covering. The bracelet would have to come off. Very strict rules on jewellery this season. Anyway, he's home.
Well, at last.
How to turn a half-time substitution into an unmitigated drama. Here's Joe Cole. A bit of a problem for Evra. Let's hear from a man who got a very close-up view of what was going on with Drogba on the bench there. Jeff Shreves. Jeff.
Well, Andy, I don't know if you can see it in your pictures, but Didier Drogba had on a tiny little, I think they call them friendship bracelets. It's made of cloth or string, if you like, so it's deemed jewellery by Rob Stiles, so that's why he wouldn't let him onto the pitch. There's no medical reason why he should have a strapping, but he chose to keep the friendship bracelet on, so he wanted Rob Stiles wanted it strapped. So in the end, Didier Drogba said, "Well, forget the friendship; it's coming off."
Respect, respect. Headed by Terry, only went to Berbatov, and then Peter Kirkup, the official's got his flag up. And the longer it goes on, the closer it comes to being a real red letter day for Manchester United. The longer they can stay in front, not just winning here, but doing something that no one's done in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge for over 4.5 years. Anelka. Joe Cole opened his foot up a bit too much. Mikel. Drogba. Now Anelka.
Well, foul on 2 counts for me. Went to ground, should have been a foul, and it hit his arm as well.
And from that, Rooney actually had an early ball on for Park's run, but Manchester United concentrating on keeping possession. Rooney's found room again. And now found Evra. Berbatov.
Well, the last team to stop Chelsea scoring here, of course, was one of the big 4. February. Liverpool and a 0-0 draw here. So they've got a pretty good record as well about getting goals here, Chelsea.
Hargreaves. Well covered, of course, with Mikel, but I should mention Michael Essien's absence as well in the current Chelsea injury situation. He'll be out for a long time, maybe 6 months. Ballack, too high for Drogba.
That's a mismatch there. Evra and Drogba on that back post. Anything from this left side. Drogba looking to pull on Patrice Evra there. See him at the back post. You see him signalling he wants the ball. Just a little overhit from Michael Ballack.
If Ballack wasn't in there himself, that ball wasn't on in the first half. And now Drogba's physical presence is giving Manchester United something else to think about. Slide by Alex. Ashley Cole. Lampard to Anelka. His touch wasn't good, but managed to slip. Gary Neville set himself up again for the cross.
I don't think it's a doubt Anelka, if he can get the ball to him in some decent service, has got the pace to trouble Gary Neville. Now you've got to get close and stop the cross.
And up comes Kuszczak. Drogba's there. Riley, as he has done consistently throughout.
Again, Drogba from the left. Just hang it up there. It's a little too near the goalkeeper, that's all. I just think Owen Hargreaves has got to get closer and stop the cross. Drogba fancied that, and he had a case about a free kick. Again, not a lot wrong with anything that went on in there.
Fletcher. This goal was booked in the first half. Ferdinand, also booked in the first half. Mikel. Joe Cole, a lot of red shirts between the ball and the goal that Chelsea are attacking.
And that's one touch and then in.
From Ashley Cole.
Too heavy.
I was looking to see where Drogba was. He was up the touchline.
He'd gone and closed down Owen Hargreaves, of course, but he still had Ballack in there. Ballack had gone and joined Anelka. He did have a couple of targets, Ashley Cole, just not one of his better crosses. But it started second half, much like the first ended, Martin, with Chelsea, with the ball, with the pressure, asking the questions. But they do have a trick or two up the sleeve. That's one of them.
And here comes another one.
Got a couple of love handles there. He wants to work on those.
I'm a bit worried about you. You're obsessed with Cristiano Ronaldo's body.
Yeah. I'm only jealous. I'm not obsessed.
There was a mention or two on Wednesday, if you missed that, by the way. Here's Anelka. Ballack. Joe Cole's flick. Lampard's header. Joe Cole's trying a volley. He wasn't really set for, but it's produced a corner for Chelsea.
And now take Malouda out, put Drogba in. It's another aerial threat United have to deal with. Now Rooney has left him, he's let Drogba run.
Berbatov got a touch. And Rooney wins the battle with Mikel and drives Manchester United forward. Support from Park on the left. No one on the right. Berbatov. Park again. Petered out, but It's maybe the way the game's going to be set up from now on, Andy. Imagine if Cristiano Ronaldo adds his qualities to Manchester United's counter-attacking in those circumstances.
Well, this will be interesting when this substitution takes place. Who comes off? Because we've already spoken, and the lads have, Jamie and Ruud, about what a good job Hargreaves and Park have done in this sort of situation, chasing the fullbacks.
Singwa, Park is with him. Back for Joe Cole. Good defended by Manchester United again.
So, I mean, what a good job they've done doing that. Now, should they sacrifice a wide player for Ronaldo to come into the game, then we know Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't always track back. So that's going to be something. If he plays wide, Ronaldo, I mean, I'd take Berbatov off, who's been so quiet, it's been unbelievable, and I'd put Ronaldo up front with Rooney.
Joe Cole, Drogba, trying to get across in front of Ferdinand.
Good defending. He gets a little tap of the arm from Johnny Evans, and I think Rio knows what he's doing here. He's making sure Drogba gets no touch on it. He doesn't want to touch it himself because it's got own goal written all over it. So he just eases Drogba out of the way, lets the ball run because he knows there's no one behind him. Super defending.
Well, it's a central midfield player who's coming off.
But that might mean Hargreaves goes in middle. That's what I'm thinking. And Ronaldo plays right. Now, will the reputation of Cristiano Ronaldo restrict Ashley Cole? Will Cole be brave enough to bomb past him and leave him there if he doesn't track him back?
Well, a lot of the Chelsea players felt that Cristiano Ronaldo would start today, and have been talking up how well Ashley Cole has played against him. Lampard. Hargreaves having to come out wide because his man went out wide. Frank Lampard, his new man.
Here, in a situation like this, see, look, Ronaldo's ahead of the ball, and for the first time United have got 3 ahead.
Mikel scored a couple of FA Cup goals, but still not opened his Premier League account. Singwa.
Look at Wayne Rooney's down below us, Mark. He's got his arms wide out to the bench. He's saying, what's happening? What do we do? This is what I was talking about.
Lampard. Ashley Cole. Neville's challenge on him. Mikel had time to pick a pass on Evra Red. Trump was apologising for not really attacking it. Oh, Wayne Rooney's cut out to be a manager, isn't he, already?
He's already coming to the bench, this is what I'm saying. He's coming over, no one has any idea, obviously, on the pitch what's happening. And what they're saying to Ronaldo, get here, but we know Ronaldo. He's not going to stay up and down this right-hand side. He's going to go walk about, he's going to wander and try and influence the game. This is what I mean, is he going to chase Ashley Cole? Big question.
Well, half an hour of the Ronaldo comeback certainly perked up Manchester United on Wednesday. Not being quite ready to start the game here. Ran behind Alex. Rooney, Ronaldo.
Well, first real shot in anger Manchester United have had in this second half. Not the easiest to strike under a lot of pressure.
Evra's header. Lampard. Anelka and Gary Neville ran across the line of Anelka's run. Anelka still got there.
That would be a booking. No danger whatsoever. This is what I mean, Martin. This side of the pitch for me would be a worry if you were Manchester United. Not only can Anelka do this against Gary Neville with his pace and do this with his tricks, if in tandem with Ashley Cole, Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't track him back, then Gary Neville and Manchester United might just have a problem occasionally on this side of the pitch.
Lampard with the free kick. Alex trying to get it back across the face of the goal. Well, this is what the substitution does bring.
Chance of a break here.
He's got Rooney to the right, Park coming in from the left. Fletcher's there as well. Good footwork from Rooney. A number of players are out of the equation for Manchester United here if Chelsea can spring forward quickly. Anelka has got the tools to do just that.
Well, Johnny Evans steps out, but Rio Ferdinand was behind him, playing Joe Cole onside. Gap here on the left. This is what I mean.
Mikel wasn't really going for the return ball from Drogba.
Oh, this is great.
Thrust and counter thrust. Oh, Berbatov gets it the second time of asking.
Now, any ball just dinked in there. There's a ball to Berbatov. Got men back now, Chelsea.
Black gives it away. How long will he last? Remember, he wasn't scheduled to start the game. Tumbling by Berbatov. Mike Riley, I think, remembering that in the first half he ticked him off for persistent infringement and gave him a last warning. Been a while before the next foul came, but that was it, Andy.
That's it, yeah. He's not booked for this foul, although it could quite easily have been the way he's just deliberately blocked Michael Ballack off, stopping the play, allowing United to get back. That might have taken a booking on its own.
This is Basungwa. Mikel. Trying to win it, staying on his feet. Manchester United have now had 4 players booked, one of whom, Paul Scholes, has gone off. They had 7 at Spurs in the league game last season, which produced a fine. Another club that regularly invokes that piece of legislation. Ferdinand plays safe. Half an hour to go. Manchester United continue to lead. They scored inside the opening 20 minutes here. Mikel. A little bit of a barge by Fletcher, with the referee in this sort of mood.
Yeah,
he would like to lead to a free kick.
Yeah, great. Love the opportunity. It's a little bit close. He'd like to be a little bit further out just to get a bit more fizz on this, I think. But he can certainly fizz it towards that back post with a bit of bend and round about head height.
Takes it. So Cole is put in an awkward spot.
No, that's not fair, you see. This is what Mike Riley's now done. His whistle today has just been non-stop. Ronaldo's got a problem here, and he knows it. And he just buys one there. The referee says, OK, I'll give you it. He's gone nowhere, much, no contact. I'll go to ground, and Mike Riley, what he sees there, I just do not know, Martin. I mean that.
Well, the only thing I can say, Andy, is that he has decided with a policy here to put the lid on this match right from the start. Now, I think the players have come to play.
Of course they have. What's the point in stopping the game every 10 seconds for nothing? That wasn't a foul. There's a chance for Chelsea to break on United. And every bit of contact almost has brought a whistle sounding and a free kick given.
You think of the flow and the fluidity of the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Spread the whole of the world. 2 captivating hours between these 2 teams that didn't quite run for Chelsea.
Well, I wonder if that initial ball would have gotten through to Joe Cole. I think that might have been Drogba's target.
And Gary Neville's crossfield ball cut out by Anelka.
Ballack's not giving it up, though.
Oof. Well, Michael Ballack
probably saved Gary Neville from going off.
I would say he deserved a medal for that, because that was honesty of the highest order, really.
Yeah. I mean, If Michael Ballack wins this and then leaves himself there and doesn't hurdle him, then that would be a booking, wouldn't it?
He'd be off.
And he'd be gone. So, Gary Neville should say thanks, mate. Maybe not mate, but you know what I mean. Thanks.
Well, he will say thanks if Manchester United win.
Yeah.
Still if. Hargreaves. Evans. Fighting ball for Rooney. It's one factor for Manchester United's season, Andy, if on every weekend after a Champions League game, all 6 upper group games, Manchester United are away. Starting here, then at Blackburn, at Everton, at Arsenal, at Manchester City,
Wow.
and Tottenham.
You're joking.
Chelsea, on the other hand, have 5 of their 6 games at home following midweek exertions in the Champions League, as they are at home after a pretty much a stroll in the park against Bordeaux.
Well, that is a big difference. Particularly see the calibre of opposition United have got to go to.
Ball one on the stretch against Ronaldo by Ashley Cole. Ballack.
Nice ball in front of Basingwa.
The Scolari way, both fullbacks involved in this attack. The tentative header from Lampard, hoping he knew where Anelka was when the ball looped up in the air. He hoped he knew where Anelka would be, and he guided it forward.
I just get the feeling there's a goal somewhere in the game. One more goal. I get that feeling.
Evans. Drogba. Ballack. There's no flag here. Joe Cole going in for Chelsea.
Well, if Joe's aware of Anelka, he might just have rolled that to him. Lovely run and a super ball. He's onside. Beautiful marry-up of running ball here. And Joe, I think, thinks he's on his own. He doesn't realise, I don't think, Anelka has got there with him.
Park. Passed by Basingwa. Away by Evans. But for the bounce, it would have been more than just the clearance. We've got Ronaldo into his stride. Lampard. I'm looking at you, Mr. Gray.
Well, I think they're ones you get as an ex-frontman. I know what happens here. Because Drogba's going to use his body. He knows he's coming there. He just puts his foot out to stop Rio Ferdinand getting to the ball. You're going to get a free kick given against you pretty much every time. I would say that, even though Big Phil doesn't agree. But you will.
Still going on about letting people burst balloons in his earshot, I think. That was late by Mikel. For which he gets cautioned.
Little lunge. He's only a fraction late. The ball's bouncing between them here, and you see that. He does tip up Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a free kick. It's a booking. It gives Ronaldo a chance.
Well, this is pretty much the Portsmouth angle, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, maybe 5 yards infield would be dead on Portsmouth angle.
That was in the league game at Old Trafford in January.
You know, he's not got a lot to do, Pericek, and he spilt that one for the goal. And the importance, I can't tell you the importance of making him save this and following it in. But you get the impression it's either back of the net or back of the stand when Cristiano Ronaldo hits him.
Through the back of the ball anyway at the right foot.
He wants handball. Let's have a look.
Flinch ball.
a protective arm across your face. But action in this penalty area in the second half, well, it's been few and far between.
And the referee was blowing his whistle again.
Johnny Evans just saying to the referee, we have a look at Michael Ballack. He's just wrapping himself around me. There's Ballack again. Here we go.
Marcus with the corner. He's penalised to start this bit of pressure. Ronaldo. Scored in the Premier League against Chelsea, of course scored in the Champions League final. He subsequently had his penalty saved by Czech in the shootout. Alex, I think the Czech would have got to that with Berbatov coming in behind. Left it to the defender who didn't fail him. Perry not really wanting it off the goalkeeper, although if his teammates had told him, he could have turned. Showing some comfort in possession.
Well, he could have just had a little look himself, John, as well. Yeah, he could have had a little call. No reason not to there. Just a little bit of panic. So.
One or two signs of a second win for Manchester United as they seek a second goal. And here's Mikel.
It's a case of getting the ball and get it back in quickly. That's really the order of the day. Trying his best, Ashley Cole, to do that.
Joe Cole.
Not gone out though. That's cheap. Nicholas Anelka there. Johnny Evans is going absolutely nowhere. In trouble.
You'd be saying to him, don't foul, wouldn't you?
That's the only thing you'd be shouting. Don't foul. Yeah, exactly. Alan Kalou there. Last throw of the dice for Big Phil.
Well, Joe Cole's been regularly replaced this season. He will be the one to come off here.
Well, they might have just had a quick word from the touchline with Ballack to say, how are you? You got enough in the tank to go another 20 minutes?
Lampard. Cole. Bosingwa. Oh, and Anelka.
Chance.
It was a sweeter contact, and it could have been 1-1.
That's his strong side. I'm not saying it's an easy chance, but what I'm saying is at this level, it comes over on the volley, it doesn't bounce in front of him and make it awkward. He just doesn't get a very good connection with it.
He scored against United for Arsenal, for Manchester City and for Bolton. And of course, will ever be remembered with his penalty failure against Manchester United for Chelsea on that moment that they won the Champions League. Chelsea lost it. Here's Bosingwa, full of running.
Oh, United have got three. Oh. Out of position. Now Wayne Rooney's got himself back with Berbatov, and Ronaldo's still trying to get back, but they won't get behind the ball now.
So Cole is behind Evra. Oh, Anelka comes out to Drogba.
No, you can't miss that.
Anelka can't believe it.
Well, neither can I, because Joe Cole's put one on a plate for him. An absolute plate. What a ball that is. No excuses, none. All right, people might say it's an awkward height. Nonsense, it's an awkward height. Get anything behind it, anything. Your thigh, your midriff, anything you like. And from that range, you're not going to miss. It's a magnificent ball from Cole. Change being made. Oh. They're just going to hold it till after.
They'll be holding because Ballack has got a dangerous head here.
Leave him in there, yes. Well, when Alex takes him, he usually smashes the back of the ball.
Yeah.
So unless they're just kidding us and Frank Lampard's just going to run from an awkward angle and dink this, then we can pretty much assume he's striking this.
He did. Ball was strong. Alex flew in. That's Ballack.
Yeah, he hits it with power. And I think when this drops, Wayne Rooney's just got to put his foot through it and get rid of it. And that's a good effort, but the miss of the match, look at him, he has a look, he feeds it in. Does anyone get across Anelka? No. I mean, you put anything there, Martin, your thigh, get your foot up quicker, but just, you know, put your thighs there together and just ease it past. Anything. John O'Shea coming as well.
Pressed into service when Deco was injured in the warm-up. Salaman Kalou.
Well, it's almost, that will almost be 4-4-2 and 4-2-4. There's a chance they might just stick Anelka. Why wouldn't you stick Anelka up top with Drogba, Kalou from the left, Joko from the right, and Lampard and Mikel midfield? But it goes off. But it's this moment which separates the teams. Again, Baswinga and Cech will think they both might have done better in defending that goal. And Nicolas Anelka will surely think that he should have done better with his opportunity. And those moments, those two moments, are the moments that separate the teams.
But they shouldn't, because Anelka should have equalised. Well, Alec Ferguson feeling that there might be one rule for one team and one for another in Mike Riley's mind.
Well, they've got a point, and this is why you get yourself into a problem as a referee, when you be as picky as he's been all day. On the large scheme of things, I would say to you it's a foul, but in the context of this game, it's a booking.
15 minutes of this game to go. From Ashley Cole, ducked down. Of course, Chelsea are fighting for their unbeaten record here, but most of all, they're fighting to stop Manchester United gaining 3 points on them. Rooney. This is Ronaldo.
Almost a Super Bowl.
Miscued by O'Shea, but he got there the second time.
United just trying to put some shape back into their team. It looks at the moment as they're going to try and play Rooney on the right, see him at the bottom of the screen, Ronaldo on the left, and then Hargreaves, Fletcher and O'Shea in a midfield three, almost like man for man. You see Hargreaves on Mikel, Fletcher on Lampard, O'Shea on Anelka if he's playing from that area.
That's Fletcher. Ronaldo's got a lot of room, too much room Chelsea's liking. It's Rooney with a bit to aim at. Wasn't the greatest of angle. No. Chelsea wasting no time restarting the game, and Lampard. Anelka. Kalou. Limp shot.
Oh, one or two tired passes. Tired minds as much as tired bodies.
That shouldn't apply to Kalou, of course, what he did just now.
Or Drogba.
Anelka.
Not for me, I'm sorry. Well, calm down, he's saying to Wayne Rooney. Wayne, there you go.
He was pretty critical of Manchester United's defending at Anfield. Carling Cup football coming up in the week, and the principal rivalry football-wise in the Principality, Swansea against Cardiff. Sky Sports 2 and HD2, Tuesday 7:30, and Newcastle against the holders, Tottenham, Wednesday 7. Everything at St James's Park worthy of scrutiny at the moment.
Well, this is banged up. We've seen this one before, with Drogba playing, and that before, a little flick on.
Also, there are a few in the non-league game taking issue with that conference-style defending that Alec Ferguson came up with. Rooney.
They'll get bent, much as Ashley Cole says go. Again, just gets away from him. Lunges.
5 Manchester United yellow cards.
Is that a fine, is it?
No.
No, when is, how many do you need now?
7, I think.
7, is it?
Well, it is. In the end, Salomon Kalou gets his head to it, and that foul by Rooney has led to a Chelsea equaliser. The substitute strikes 1-1.
Told you there was one more goal in this game. How far does this travel? Goalkeeper's got to come in my book. I'm not having anything else. Look where his position is, 5 yards. Look where the header is, 6 yards. Don't you tell me that a goalkeeper can't come and deal with this. Don't know whether it's away from Johnny Evans or who. They don't quite get their marking. Sometimes that happens. Kalou's a sub. Has somebody delegated to mark him? Have they sorted that out, United? It seems not. But Thomas Kuzak, for me, should come and clean that out without a shadow of a doubt. But Chelsea are level.
Here's Evra, who was fundamentally involved in Chelsea going behind. They've had to fight tooth and nail to get that goal back. Conference-style defending, Mr. Graham?
Not that good.
Corner again. Hargreaves. Berbatov. Chelsea on the charge, in full cry now. Lampard. Here's Joe Cole. Kalou's there again.
Well done, Gary Neville. He was struggling, he was stretching, he was almost outnumbered, Gary Neville, and he knew that his first touch was only going to just drop down because he's at full stretch. He can't get distance on it, but give him credit for getting back up, and with a bit of help from, I think it was Johnny Evans, he managed to get a touch on it.
Lampard's corner. Drogba. And all back for Manchester United.
Now, out your feet, flanking in. Just a bit help with it.
Almost a bit of confusion between Mikel and Kalou, but they came up with the right answer. Away by Evans. Kasinga tries again. Fletcher's header. Kalou. Ashley Cole. The forces with Chelsea here.
Oh, pressure this is.
Lampard.
Oh. Well, I talked about a substitute, Martin. Would he have been marked? Have they got the message on who marks him? They watch Kalou there. There he is there, number 21. Walks in. Are they marking him? Has anyone got him? The answer was quite simply, no. So 2 mistakes. A, no one picks him up. And B, well, if Rio Ferdinand doesn't pull his goalkeeper after this and say, come on, mate, you need to give us a bit of help in a situation like that, then I'd be really surprised.
Well, for many, many years, we're used to if Manchester United score first, they win. It couldn't happen at Anfield, and it might not happen here.
You know, I still think this is a game coming into it that the Manchester United manager, even though he talked about winning the match, would have taken a point and happily gone back up the M6. At the moment, they still have that point. But that's at the moment.
Basingwa. Advantage played by referee Riley. Ronaldo. Fletcher, not closed down.
What a block. What a block from Alex. Now that's what you call defending. Not sure if it was going in, but I don't care. It's an unbelievable block. It's John Terry-like. He smashes this, and watch Alex right into it. It's not getting past me. I'd have winded him.
Sir Alex, from Chelsea's point of view.
Yeah, he felt it, but...
It's going to be quite a finale here. As Manchester United still have the artillery to get another goal. But Chelsea feel that the momentum is toward the goal that Manchester United are defending in their football. Drogba put that to the summer plumb.
John O'Shea back in the side at the moment for exactly that sort of thing, just shoring it up. Almost playing as a third centre-half at times, John O'Shea. Back in there. Still not quite at it, United, are they? Again, 20 good minutes, a lead. And then after that, really playing second fiddle to Chelsea, much like last week. So there's a lot more to come from United, and yeah, certainly I don't think firing it anywhere near in all cylinders. Certainly not as an attacking side. Everett, how many's that now, man?
6. It is the £25,000 caution for 6. And this is UEFA's fair play weekend.
What is it?
But this is
that's Chelsea against Man U. Yeah, as you said, the top two for the last 3 years. The champions, either of them, for the last, what, 4?
Yeah. Back-to-back Chelsea, back-to-back Manchester United. Fletcher. Wayne Rooney. Fletcher, it's comfortable for Chet. Buccaneering Basingwa. Kalou. Lampard showing some trickery. Ronaldo. Played in very warm temperatures here. He's going to be fresher for maybe the decisive minutes. Evra.
Stoppage time will be interesting. Always is. Might be offside. He is.
Ronaldo was trying to get back. He knew that he'd gone too early, or the ball came too late.
Bit of work to do with Berbatov. You feel Manchester United and how to get the best out of him and how he's going to integrate into what Manchester United believe he should be doing.
Tough start for him, though, Anfield.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more, man. It's been an awfully tough start for Berbatov to go in against two of the best defences in the country.
Drogba. Here's Joe Cole. Squeezing it off to Mikel.
Oh, just help it on. Just help it on behind him. Kalou gives him a shout. He can just help it on to him.
Drogba didn't really try to jump.
Basingwa's gone again.
It's Cole.
Well, the run from Basingwa meant Joe Cole could get a free pot at putting it in there. Pass the ball.
Well, they haven't passed it as well without Deco.
No.
Chelsea haven't been able to dominate the second half quite like Liverpool did last weekend against Manchester United, but they've still shown their resolve.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, still think they've been the better side second half.
I'm just putting his arm out of the way just in case.
We're just looking 3 minutes it will be, Martin.
The fourth officials indicated a minimum of 3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes.
And we go into added time. Gary Neville not really wanting to throw it long. Rooney reacted. Rooney's cross. Balls for Kalou. Strong defending by Ferdinand. Alex won the battle with Ronaldo. This is the way forward for Chelsea. With Basingwa. With the left foot this time.
What a touch from Rooney. He thinks he was pushed by Drogba, but that's what you call. I just wonder, had Ronaldo been this side, would he have tracked all the way back like that? But because this is how important it was, that touch there. Thinks there's a push, there was a little nudge, but that takes it away from Drogba's head.
Stoppage time chance for Chelsea. Directed here by Mikel. Manchester United push out, try to hold their line on the edge of the area. And they've done that quite effectively. Kalou indicating to the referee that, Ronaldo indicating to the referee that Kalou showed his studs. And
he's sending him off, is he? No.
The yellow card for protesting.
I just thought he pointed to the duck out there for a minute.
You could see it was a forwards challenge by Kalou, who came across with his the sole of his boot showing.
Well, he's been booked for that.
Berbatov. Bounce awkwardly for Basingwa. Hargreaves runs for Manchester United here. Ashley Cole's header. Hargreaves still on the move. Actually got into the box too. Good to see from Manchester United's point of view, Hargreaves going so well late in the game. After his fitness problems, here's Evra. Ronaldo!
Nearly hit the target. 20 yards.
Drogba misjudged by Gary Neville, and then Ferdinand got the man and not the ball. He's one of those who's carrying a yellow card, but Mike Riley, I think, it's just given the free kick.
But where's he going?
Or has he said? Is he walking off, Ferdinand? Is he going to get the ball?
Is it time up? It's time up. It must be.
Final whistle.
There's everybody. Officials are on, linesmen are on. It must be time up.
The referee's not going off. Is he supervising the end of the game?
Well, they're all shaking hands. All the players are shaking hands.
Alec Ferguson's on the pitch, so
Some of the
he's happy
officials
that
are
it's
on.
over. We didn't have the full 3 minutes, did we?
That's time up.
A point apiece. And Chelsea's recent invincibility here fully tested today by Manchester United when they took the lead in their best passage of play, really. The opening 20 minutes, they were fast out of the traps here. Park Ji-sung poached the goal, but United left with still just the one league win this season. The sort of day that Chelsea had, it's perhaps no surprise that a substitute got the equaliser, Salomon Kalou, with Deco injured before the game started, and Carvalho an early casualty in it. So we saw a half of Drogba today. It was a good result for their rivals, really, these two, particularly Arsenal, who went top yesterday and stay there now. Plenty of yellow cards for Manchester United in a day when their defensive discipline was tested right to the end. But unlike at Anfield, they have got something from this high-profile game, even though, again, they lost the lead. It's finished at Stamford Bridge with Mike Riley, the man in shot for much of the afternoon, really. It's finished Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1.
I have to say, I've never seen a game end like that. We didn't know. Elsewhere, earlier today, West Brom were beaten at home by Aston Villa. Hull lead against Everton. Manchester City beating Portsmouth 2-0. And Spurs goalless against Wigan. Half-time. Football first tonight, 10 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. Manchester United up into 14th, 5 points from 4 played. At the top, Chelsea up from 3rd into 2nd. Arsenal, new leaders this weekend. There's more football to come tonight. Racing Santander play Real Madrid at 6 on Sky Sports 2. And it's Sporting against Barcelona from 8 in the same place. Another reminder about football first. Straight to match choice, 10 o'clock tonight, Sky Sports 2. Tuesday, we've got Swansea against Cardiff from 7:30 on 2 and HD2, channel 409 in high definition. This is Carling Cup football, of course. Wednesday, at the bottom 2 in the Premier League today, Newcastle play Tottenham from 7, same place, Sky Sports 2 and HD2. Hour 2 with us here this afternoon, Ruud Gullit and Jamie Redknapp. Their thoughts when we come back. On quite a dramatic afternoon, one way and another. United leading for so long. But Chelsea got their equaliser to protect that unbeaten home record. We'll name the man of the match and get the reaction next. Well, we cleared it up. It was the final whistle. And as you can see, most are now leaving the stadium. One apiece at Stamford Bridge. United leading for so long and threatening that 84-game unbeaten run at the Bridge, unbeaten Premier League run at the Bridge. Those pictures being provided by our Sky Bet blimp hovering high above West London. Ruud Gullit and Jamie Redknapp in a moment. Man of the match, well, he got Manchester United's goal and contributed plenty. Here he is with Jeff Shreves.
Ji-sung, having led for so long, is just 1 point disappointing?
Yeah, it was disappointed. So we winning so 1-0. So until before the 10 minutes. So yeah, to get a free kick. So it lose 1-0. It's disappointing.
Even before you scored, you had a good chance. Rio Ferdinand's shot went onto the bar. What's the idea to attack from the first minute?
Yeah, we tried at the first time. We played very well, and then attacking the ball all the time. So we push up the defense line. So we played very well, and then we have good chances, a couple of chances, but we could have everything. We just had 1 goal. So, but it's nice. We played very well until the 1 score.
You must have been heartbroken when you left out of the squad in Moscow. Did that goal go a little way to helping towards repair that pain?
Yeah, a little bit, but not fully. But yeah, it was disappointed to miss the Champions League final. But I tried myself on every time after the dead matches. So yeah, it recovered a little bit today.
Do you think on the balance of play that a draw was a fair result?
Yes, because we're looking forward to win this game in Stamford Bridge, but we just get the 1 point because yeah, we really winning this game, but we could get the 3 points. It was disappointing.
6 yellow cards for Manchester United. Did it seem a dirty game to you?
No, it's not. It's not. It's a little bit unfair for me, in my opinion. So yeah, it's the same as a Chelsea player did the same as tackle, but they couldn't get the yellow card, just only Manchester United. But yeah, it's for the referees this season.
Well, you got a goal, you got a point, you also got the champagne. You're the Barclays man of the match. Well done, Ji-Sung.
Thank you very much.
He seems like a thoroughly nice guy, doesn't he? Now, your choice.
Yes.
So explain yourself.
I think, he had a very ungrateful job just to chase all the time the wingers, and he did excellent. And despite the fact of go back all the time, he had also the energy to go forward also. So therefore, for me, he was a man of the match. Certainly after he was substituted, Man United was under pressure all the time, and especially over the wings. So that meant that he did his job very, very well. And so for me, he was an outstanding player.
Fair enough. Did we get the right result in the end?
I think it was a fair result. I think it was a fair result. Two really good teams slugging it out. I think the Manchester United at times played the better football, but I think the longer the game went on, Chelsea looked a real threat from set pieces. They looked powerful. Like Ru said, they just had a few problems down the sides. I think that what Sir Alex Ferguson had done is identified that Ashley Cole and Boss Winger were a major threat in this Chelsea team. He stopped the threat to that, and I think that for that, Manchester United got the lead, and I think they thoroughly deserved it.
He also said, Rud, we can't afford to lose this game, Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yes.
Well, he hasn't. Would he have settled for that before the start?
Of course, he needed to get a result. He wanted to win this game because he wanted to, to get up again in the league. But if he looks at it, second half, I think Chelsea pushed up. I still think that Chelsea, despite the fact that they had more possession, they didn't create as much. But on the end, I think it was a fair result.
If you're honest, did either of you expect Manchester United to get anything out of this?
Because they've got such a steely determination about them, and they don't normally lose back-to-back games, you can't write Manchester United off. I think last week, you can imagine the week that they got off Sir Alex Ferguson because they were so disappointed. They was outmanoeuvred, outfought against Liverpool. Every time the ball dropped, a Liverpool player on it. Today it was slightly different. Rooney played in his favourite position, more up front, and I think it looked a better, more well-organised, better team.
Chelsea were the form team, weren't they? Well, yeah. How disappointed will they be not to have won it?
They'll be, for 80 minutes, being 1-0 down, I think they'll be delighted now. Still unbeaten. They've kept that home record, which I think is vital to Chelsea. I think they'll be quite pleased by the end of it, because not only that, they've lost 10 minutes into the game, lost Carvalho. In the warm-up, they've lost Deco, their maestro, the man that's really made a difference to this Chelsea team. I think Chelsea would perhaps look at it and think, yeah, good result for us today.
It did come from a goal down. That goal scored in the first half by our man of the match, Rud.
I think it was a great movement here. Look at this, Evra. Look, I love this. Players, third man up, come in. Of course, this is weak, but I think Peter Cech had to do well. But if you see Park, he's all the time up and down, working hard, and I think it's well played goal. I think well played.
I think he does well because Ashley Cole gets dragged across because Ballack, I think he lets Scholes go initially. So then by that time, Parker's got the rebound, hasn't he? I mean, it's really good place. He's followed it in and he showed good determination to get in there.
It's not always the case that you can, but having got that goal, a second would have won it, would it?
Well, yeah.
Possibly.
But I think that after that also Chelsea fought back. They tried everything to get the game in hand. And I think they slowly they did that also. But I must say also the second half, even though that Park, when Ronaldo went on, I think they took a little bit more risk, because then Chelsea had a little bit more of the game. But on the other hand, if they were a little bit more clever on the, in the counter-attacks, it could be easily also a 2-0 there.
I was a little bit surprised with the pre-season that Berbatov's had. And I'd have probably imagined at Tottenham that he wouldn't have worked that hard in training, has not played any pre-season games. When they had sort of 15, 20 minutes to go, well, they might have bought him off because he didn't do it. I'm not having a go at him because he's still very early into his Manchester United career. Played Liverpool away, Chelsea away, 2 very difficult games to play in. But he just didn't, as longer the game was going on, I think he's looking to hang on to that lead. I just wonder whether he might have thought about, whether he think about taking him off.
Yeah, I had that feeling also. I think it was a risk to put Ronaldo on the outside, especially with the 2 wingers of Chelsea. And he did that. In the beginning, there was also confusion because Ronaldo wanted to stay in the middle, and then Rooney was chasing, and all of a sudden they're talking on the sideline, who has to chase, who's to chase, and then Ronaldo had to go back. And then, I don't know, maybe better on top, let the 2 guys on Hargreaves and Park just chase him like they did. But they wanted to chase
for a minute. I mean, Jamie makes a very good point. He hasn't really had a pre-season, has he? He's had 2 massive games to start his Manchester United career in. What have you made of Berbatov so far? And is he ultimately a Manchester United player?
He is a different player than from the rest because, we watched him a couple of times. When he doesn't have the ball, he's just walking all the time. If you see, for instance, what Rooney does without the ball with Ronaldo, okay, today not, because he's just getting in his form. But he's walking all the time. He didn't contribute a little bit to the game. But maybe because of his pre-season, we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. But, at Man United, you have to perform. You cannot just wait till suddenly it happens.
Anelka will be thinking surely still about the one that got away, won't he?
Oh, he will be. Great ball. Flashes across from Joe Cole there. And I don't think he can quite make up his mind. I don't think he expects Rio Ferdinand to miss it. Doesn't know whether to go with his knee. He doesn't move his feet to the ball as well as what he should do because he's got really good quality, Nicolas Anelka, and that should really be food and drink for him. But positives from Manchester United as well, I must add, Johnny Evans at 20 years of age. I thought he was exceptional today. It's not easy because you've got Vidic and Ferdinand, they play pretty much every week. They're so used to playing with each other. I think he came into the game today and looked at home in the Premier League. I thought he was exceptional. I really did.
The equaliser came from Solomon Kalou. We've seen Andy's analysis. He drifted in unmarked, and Andy was very unhappy about the keeper.
Yep.
Ruud, your thoughts?
It's a difficult. I think it's a good ball in, but I think that the goalkeeper has to come because it's inside the 5-yard line.
Drops where the keeper was, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what, if it's not, have a look at Rio Ferdinand as well. Look at the push. Look at that push. That will be a penalty anyway, I think.
Yeah.
So it's a great ball. I've got to be honest. I think it's almost undefendable, that ball. I mean, I know the keeper could come and he can crash it to people, maybe come and...
The keeper started there, though, didn't he?
If he shouts loud enough and comes out of his fist, most of the time people move out of the way if it's a dominant enough shout. But it is a really good ball. It's such a lovely floated ball by Mikel and very difficult to defend against. But I will say that people, as Ruud just said, he got in there too easy, Ruud, didn't he? You can see it. We see it again. You can see how easy.
You see that they don't mark well. That you see that, for instance, Berbatov is also behind 3 players, and for that reason, Ferdinand was late. Look, Berbatov is behind. You see, all in the back, and here he goes, and he's too late. He's not even there. So look where Berbatov is with Drogba, and Drogba does well because what he does is that Berbatov was so afraid of him. So when Drogba goes behind these players all the time, goes towards the goal. And Berbatov wanted to stay with him. Instead of going forward, stay on the same line, it would be offside. And he just pushed him backwards, and that's difficult to mark.
Money in the bank again for Ronaldo, wasn't it?
Of course, yeah. It's good to have him back on the field. Still, not probably as sharpish, but we're not expecting that yet. He's been out for a long while. He's had the ankle operation, but he looks. I mean, he moves so effortlessly anyway, doesn't he? I mean, it's easy for the boy. He's just a natural mover. And again, it's money in the bank, time on the pitch. He'll get his goals. He'll get the big performances for him. I thought Wayne Rooney today was excellent today. Worked so hard for the team. It's good to have him back from Man United's point of view because they've missed him because goals have been at a premium.
What differences have you noticed in Chelsea this year? I mean, how much have they missed Deco today? How different were they without Deco today? I
was disappointed from a neutral's point of view not to see Deco. I think because they're much more fluid without him. I think the way that they pop it around, they use him all the time because they know that you can trust him. He's so confident on the ball, they can afford to pass it into his feet. I think he brings the best out of Frank Lampard. Mikel's looked really confident there because as soon as they get it, they know they can pass it into him. Today, they was a little bit more direct than perhaps what they'd like to be, because with Ballack, he doesn't actually want the ball in midfield as much as what Deco will. He's like a magnet to it. Every time, like Paul Scholes is from Man United, Deco does that piece of brilliance. And so it was a shame not to see him. But, you know, they've still got...
You've talked a lot about the fullbacks being allowed a little bit more freedom. Has that helped Ashley Cole particularly?
It has, yeah. And I think Mikel offers that. I mean, he can stand then in front of the back four and slip in there. I was a little bit disappointed in Buswinga today. I got to be honest, I think attacking he's been brilliant so far this year, but we looked at him once or twice defensively, and he was not quite at it. I think for the opening goal, nowhere near strong enough. He can't let that happen. Evra was too strong for him. So, I mean, Ashley Cole, I think, started the season tremendously. I think
he's enjoyed Cole.
Yeah, he's enjoyed the freedom. I mean, there's no doubt Ashley Cole's a terrific player, isn't he? And he has been. But he's, at times for Chelsea, I think, under Jose, perhaps asked to be more defensive than attacking. But I think he's enjoying the freedom that Philip Scolari has given him.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that nowadays football, the fullbacks are the most important players attacking-wise. So if you withhold them all the time, and, you know, it's a pity, and now all of a sudden you see them all the time going.
On the Champions League programme, fullbacks now are going for £20 million.
Yes,
Is that
because
why?
they are important. That's where almost everything starts, attacking-wise. So therefore, you see also there's a switch, you know, in fullbacks now, because the fullbacks in the old days were just defenders. Now they are ex-midfield players, ex-wingers who play in the back.
It's been a problem as well, Ruud, hasn't it, right back? They've gone for a lot of right backs, they just haven't got it right yet.
Yeah, the left back is the most difficult one to find. A good one who's quick, you know. So therefore, remember that Chelsea chased him they were so desperate to get him from Arsenal, and the reason is, you know, because of this.
For what we're seeing now, perhaps.
Yes.
Let's hear from Luis Philip Scolari. He is with Jeff Shreves.
Felipe, what did you make of your team's performance and the result today?
I think the result after game, if we see first time, second time, and the chances for us for Manchester, I think it's a normal result. We have more chances, but we miss some chances inside the goal, outside. Okay, and the game is one of the best game that we play, because we have many problems, and I think for Manchester the same.
Was your team's performance and the style of their performance, the way you play, affected by Deco's injury, by Deco not playing?
Yeah, in that time, I think they feel because not play Deco, and we have in this situation 3 players that play in the same side, in the same line, and they control more the game, because Deco is the man that came to the other line, you know, to receive the ball, work the ball, and they control the game 5, 10, 15 minutes, and they play better than us and make a goal. And after this, we have some improve something, but we lost chances in front of the goal. This is our mistake, more mistake.
What did you change particularly, or what did you say at half-time to get control back?
I say that what I saw in the first time, 15 minutes for Manchester. After we have a similar game, the ball for Manchester, the ball for us, and we have chances. And I change only the position for one player in midfield. I want or Ballack or Lampard more in front, near the strike. And I put in that time Drogba, Didier, because Didier now for 45 minutes is ready, and he stopped the ball, and the players are having more in front, and it's what I think in that moment. And I try to say, look, if you fight again, if you play football, if you stop the ball more in front sometimes, we draw or we win, sure.
Luis Felipe, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
A little bit like Ronaldo then, money in the bank for Drogba. When that decision comes to start him, will it be a straight swap for Anelka, or will they try and find, as Avram Grant did, somewhere else for Anelka to get involved?
I don't know. We was talking about this at before, wasn't we?
Yeah.
How he sees his formation panning out will it be the Mourinho 4-3-3, or will he maybe go 4-4-2 and play, you know,
what do you
Drogba
think
and
his
Anelka?
preferred system would be, the one that he came here thinking most about?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think it'll be more with the personnel that he's got here and make the best out of what he's got. If he feels that 4-4-2 will bring the best out of his team. I personally think 4-4-2 is quite hard to fit Deco into because he's a free role. You'd like to give him a free role. That's why I feel the 4-3-3 will suit him. He then can float around. You can get the ball to him and let him do his damage. In a 4-4-2, it's slightly more rigid. You've got to play him on the right or the left, or as one or two midfield players.
It's always been his preferred choice, though, hasn't it?
4-4-2. Yeah, but I don't think you can play a 4-4-2 with Deco, really. I think it becomes difficult because you're going to have Lampard and you're going to have a Mikel that's playing there, especially with the two full-backs that bomb on like they do. I think you have to have... You can maybe play him on the right or the left, but I don't think you're perhaps going to get the best out of him. When he played for Barcelona, Deco, in his best position, he played as one of the three midfield players. He didn't play on the right or the left. They had Ronaldinho on the left and they had Messi on the right. So I think that his best position is in one of three. I mean, you know, your friend Frank Rijkaard worked with him. Where do you think his best position is?
I think he played well in that position. I saw him a couple of times also with the national team at Portugal. They played with two strikers also. Then he's more a link player, you know, in between the two strikers and the midfield. I think that the personnel that he has, he thinks more, I think, with 4-3-3. I think the Drogba up front, and also with Cole and who else on the left? Beluda, yeah, on the left side. I think that's the reason why Beluda played also from the beginning. He wants him there. And I think he gets then a natural width, because when you play 4-4-2, you know, there's too many people in the middle. And he wants, you know, he needs
wanted
space.
That left side as well, didn't he? He wanted
space.
Robinho, you can tell that. I think he realised there's a problem on that left-hand side. He wanted someone that could do something slightly different in this formation. And I think that's where he missed out on him, didn't he, Ruud?
Yes. I think that Anelka, you know, it's the story of his life. I think every time you think to Anelka, he has great ability, he has a good technique, he's quick, but he's not a goal scorer. You know, the chances that he had also today, you know, there's no finesse in it. Drogba, you know, he's like an animal. You know, he wants to score any ball. Every ball is on target, and I think he will make a choice. I think that Anelka also, when he came into Chelsea, I think he did well because of, you know, the reason why he came halfway. I think he did well, but I think that Sky will start with Drogba.
Not a bad afternoon, all things considered.
Great afternoon. I think Sir Alex Ferguson will be delighted with that today. Really good result from his point of view. He's got players fit again, and they will improve. They have Berbatov, who's going to get more game action. Ronaldo's going to get better and better. So I think that they'll be looking at it thinking really, really good result.
Elsewhere today, this was the second of two matches that we've watched live. First was from the Hawthorns, where Villa won by 2-1. Hull 2 up now against what start Hull have had to the season. Manchester City leading 3-0 against Portsmouth. Now Robinho has scored the third of those. Still nothing at White Hart Lane. Spurs 0, Wigan 0. Right, if you like your football, then it's Sky Sports 2 next. Racing Santander against Real Madrid from 6 this evening, and it's Sporting against Barcelona from 8 in the same place. If you like your golf. Then the Ryder Cup concludes next here on Sky Sports 1 and HD1, high definition, channel 408. The NFL is Cincinnati against the New York Giants at 6 on Sky Sports 3, and there is NASCAR, the Dover NSCS race from 7 on Sky Sports Extra. A big thank you to Ruud Gullit and, of course, Jamie Redknapp at Stamford Bridge. It finished all square. There is a real battle royal going on in Kentucky. That's up next. The Ryder Cup. From all of us here, it's good afternoon.